It was a slow Tuesday morning at the Maple Diner, the kind of old-school spot where coffee smelled like home and pancakes could fix any heartbreak. But that piece was about to shatter the moment Richard Langston walked in. Yeah, that Richard Langston, the arrogant tech billionaire who thought money could buy class. He strutted in wearing a silver suit, expensive as sin, with his nose high enough to sniff clouds. Behind him, a little girl, maybe 8 years old. Cute, quiet, clutching a teddy bear like it was her only friend. The bell above the door jingled. Ding! And Tasha, the waitress, turned around with her warmest smile. Morning, sir. Just the two of y'all? Richard didn't even look at her. Just flicked his wrist. Yeah, whatever. Just bring us something worth eating. And make it fast. Tasha's smile didn't break, but inside, she felt that sting. Still, she kept it professional, 'cause that's what strong women do. But when she tried to greet the little girl, bending slightly to her level, she noticed something. The girl's eyes didn't follow sound. She just looked up, reading Tasha's lips, smiling shyly but not saying a word. Tasha gently waved her hand in front of her face. The girl smiled again. Oh, she was deaf. So Tasha started signing, slowly with her hands. Hi, sweetheart. What's your name? The little girl's face lit up. Finally, someone who could speak her language. But Richard, he burst out laughing. Ha, don't bother, sweetheart. She's deaf. You can't talk to her like normal folks. She doesn't get it. The diner went silent. Everyone froze. Even the sound of coffee dripping seemed too loud. Tasha straightened up slowly, eyes locked on him. Her tone dropped low, calm but sharp. Sir, with all due respect, she gets a lot more than you do, and just like that. The entire diner felt her words hit him like thunder. But that was just the beginning. What Tasha was about to reveal next would make the whole diner turn against the billionaire. The air in the diner was thick now, like everyone was holding their breath. Richard chuckled, trying to brush it off. Oh, please, don't get all dramatic. I was just joking. Tasha tilted her head. Yeah? Some jokes break more than silence, sir. She turned to the little girl again, hands moving gracefully. You're doing great, honey. Don't mind him. The girl nodded, smiling shyly. Her name tag read Lila, and that's when one of the cooks in the back whispered, Man, she knows sign language? That's beautiful. Richard rolled his eyes, waving his hand like he owned the place. Look, I'm just saying I pay for the best therapy, best doctors, best teachers. You think your little diner gestures mean something? That did it. The customers nearby started turning their heads. One old man sipped his coffee and muttered, Money sure can't buy respect. Tasha wiped her hands on her apron and leaned slightly toward him. Not scared, not angry, just steady. Sir, my mom raised 3 kids cleaning rich people's floors. Never had a penny to spare, but she taught us to listen, even when folks had no voice. That's something your wallet can't teach. The room went dead quiet again. You could see it on Richard S.'s face. That split-second flicker of guilt before his pride kicked in. He laughed, loud and fake. Oh, save me the sob story. You think you know me? I built an empire from scratch. I'm not some heartless. But before he could finish, Lila tugged his sleeve. She started signing something fast. He frowned. What's she doing? Tasha smiled softly. She said she doesn't like when you yell. She said it hurts. Richard froze. For the first time, that arrogant smirk cracked. But what Tasha did next would make the whole diner stand up and clap. Tasha knelt down again beside Lila, her eyes warm. Hey, baby girl, you're doing perfect. Then she looked up at Richard. Mind if I teach you something, sir? Richard scoffed. Teach me? Lady, I don't need... But the crowd had turned. A couple sitting in the booth whispered, let her show him. So he sat back, pretending he didn't care, but his pride was cracking like thin glass. Tasha raised her hands and slowly signed. I love you. The diner smiled softly. Even the cook peeked from the kitchen window. Then she looked at Richard and said, say it back to her. He looked confused. What, like with my hands? Yeah, Tasha nodded. If you really want to talk to her, start there. He hesitated, his ego wrestling every muscle. But Lila's tiny eyes were on him, full of hope. So awkwardly he mimicked Tasha's gestures. Love. You. Lila's face exploded with joy. She jumped up, hugged him tight, like it was the first time she'd ever heard him. The diner gasped. Some people even teared up. Even the jukebox, as if on cue, started playing Lean on Me. Richard just sat there, silent. His daughter's arms around him, her happiness louder than any applause. And Tasha? She smiled, whispering, "See? Money can't buy that moment, sir." That's heart. But what nobody knew, not even Tasha, was that the billionaire was about to change her life forever. The rest of that meal went quiet, peaceful, like the storm had passed. Richard barely touched his food, lost in thought. When he finally stood up, he cleared his throat. "You know, miss? What's your name again?" "Tasha." "Tasha," he nodded. "You're one hell of a woman." He reached into his pocket, pulled out a small black card, the kind only billionaires carry. "Consider this." Thank you." "I don't usually get lessons with my breakfast," Tasha frowned. "Sir, I don't need your money." He smirked slightly. "Just check it when I leave." Then he took Lila's hand, gently this time, and whispered to her, signing slowly, "Proud of you." The little girl smiled so wide the whole diner melted. They walked out, the bell jingling behind them. When Tasha finally flipped the bill over, her hands started shaking. The tip said $250,000 and a note, "For teaching me what love really sounds like." The cook screamed. The old man dropped his coffee. The diner erupted. Tasha just stood there, tears in her eyes, smile trembling. She whispered to herself, "Guess even the deaf can make the blind see." And as the camera faded out, the world finally saw what true change looked like. Not in power, not in wealth, but in understanding,